The big moment is almost here. Max will be home soon. And having a four-legged friend is going to be a lot of fun. But taking care of a puppy is also hard work.
It is?
Yes, and I'm going to need your help, so pay attention. I suppose I should try to say a little more about these life stories.
So, you've done your homework and found the perfect dog. Good job. You're off to a great start. But your work as a pet owner is far from over. Pets, like children, require a lifetime of love and attention. With the help of this DVD and the information in your Terra Nova Breed Book, you can be confident you're doing the best you can for your new family member. Whether you're adopting an older dog or bringing home a playful puppy, there are things you need to do to keep your new addition safe and happy.
Kids, we need to make a trip to the pet store. I have a list of things to buy for the puppy. Come on, let's go.
It's best to purchase all pet supplies before bringing your dog home. Make sure you stock up on the basics. You'll need bowls for food and water. Stainless steel containers are your best bet. Ceramic bowls are also a good choice. Buy high-quality pet food. Good nutrition is vital to your dog's well-being and especially important during a puppy's first year. Dogs should carry identification with them at all times. A soft, adjustable collar and identification tags are invaluable accessories. You'll also need a good, sturdy leash, about 4 to 6 feet long. Leashes made of leather, waxed cotton, or nylon are the safest choices. A crate is vital for house training and for providing your dog with a safe place of his own. When your dog is free to roam the house, a baby gate can keep him out of restricted spaces. Some companies even make gates specifically for dogs. Dogs need to be groomed on a regular basis. Helpful tools include brushes, nail clippers, and dental supplies. Toys can keep your dog from chewing your furniture or shoes. Rubber, vinyl, cloth, or rope toys also give your dog's mouth a workout. Avoid small toys or items with detachable parts dogs can easily swallow. This is also the time to puppy-proof your home. As soon as your dog steps into his new environment, chances are his curiosity will get the best of him. While it's natural for him to explore your home, it's important to keep him out of trouble. So get down on your dog's level and take a look around. What can he get into, jump on, or chew that might harm him? Even if your home is kid-friendly like Elizabeth's, that doesn't mean it's pet-friendly. Here are some trouble spots to watch out for. Teething puppies will chew on anything in sight. Keep dangerous items like electrical wires out of reach so the dog can't grab them. Curious dogs can get into lots of trouble when you're not looking, so make sure kitchen cabinets and trash cans close securely. Also, keep soaps, medicines, and household cleaners locked up. At first, your new dog should only go outside with supervision. To prevent him from sneaking out, keep all doors that lead to the outside closed. If you have a balcony, make sure the puppy cannot fall between the railings. Do your research. Some household and outdoor plants are poisonous to dogs. Keep them away from your pet. We've only scratched the surface, but these precautions should keep your new dog safe and sound.
Look who's home! Come on, Max. This is Max.
Whether you're bringing home a young puppy or a dog like Max, who's already a few months old, it's important to get the whole family involved in his proper care.
Now remember, he's young and probably nervous, so we have to take it easy with him. Be gentle.
I will. Me too.
We also have to keep an eye on him and make sure he stays out of trouble.
Puppies and new dogs will need constant supervision for the first few days. Dogs are very social. That's why puppies should never be left alone for long periods of time. Your puppy may also feel frightened or apprehensive in your home since everything's new to him. Set up a schedule with family members to make sure someone can watch him. When an adult is present, young children can play with the dog, but they should never be left alone with the puppy. This is for your children's safety as well as the dog's. Make sure you set ground rules with the entire family about how to respectfully treat your new dog. Max has only been in his new home for a few days, but he's already won over Elizabeth and her family.
Good boy, Max.
As cute as Max is, he's got a lot to learn. To get Max off to a great start, Elizabeth has hired a professional trainer.
Hey, come on in.
Hi, Elizabeth. I'm Colleen.
Hi, nice to meet you. And of course, this is Max.
Very cute. Is he ready to start?
I think he is.
Great.
Come on in.
Hey, monkey. Hi.
Dog trainer Colleen Safford is going to show Elizabeth easy ways to teach Max to be a friendly and well-mannered dog. The first lesson, socialization. After your puppy has become accustomed, you can introduce the dog to others.
You've done a really nice job creating a safe and comfortable home for Max, so I want to start our session today talking about socialization. Socialization is the process of introducing Max to the world, which means exposing him to different people, animals, sounds, and environments. This will help Max develop into a happy and confident dog who's less likely to become fearful or nervous in new situations.
So what's the best way to get started?
It's also important that Max is exposed to a number of everyday objects that we take for granted because they might actually spook them. So asking friends to come over and wearing a baseball hat or carrying a shopping bag, possibly carrying an umbrella or wearing earphones is a good way to go.
Ask that your friends and family remain calm when meeting your puppy and reward him with a treat. Remember, socialization should be pleasant and fun. Let your puppy explore new things at his own pace. Never force him. Now that Max is familiar with his new home, it's time to introduce him to his own private space, his crate. For most dogs, crates are places of comfort, a refuge your puppy can go to when he needs peace and quiet. Crate training is explained in detail in your Terra Nova breed book.
Isn't it mean to keep him in the crate?
Actually, you want to think of the crate as Max's bedroom, not a puppy prison. And if you train him appropriately, he'll come to see this as a safe and secure getaway when he needs to be left alone or confined.
Okay.
So you want to pick a location where Max feels like part of the family. Dogs are social creatures and we want him to enjoy spending time in there.
How do we get him to like it in there?
Crate training is a gradual process. So to begin, you can start feeding Max near the crate. He can eat his meals near the crate with an open or closed door. And after a while, you can begin to start gradually tossing treats in the crate and have Max explore in there on his own. Good boy. Make sure that you calmly praise him for entering the crate, even if he just sticks a paw or his head inside. And after a few sessions, once he's comfortable approaching and entering the crate, you can ask that he spends longer periods of time in there by tossing the treats further back inside. Once he's really comfortable, you can begin closing the door. Good boy.
How long should we keep him in the crate? Is there a certain amount of time?
Actually, that depends on Max's age and his ability to hold it. Keep in mind that puppies of a young age can't be expected to be in a crate for too long of a period of time. So always give him a potty break and be sure that he doesn't stay in there for longer than 4 hours at a clip.
Crate training also allows you to safely transport your dog in the car. When you take him to the vet or on a trip, he's already used to the crate. Plus, keeping your pet in an enclosed space will keep him safe. Knowing he's secure also allows you to concentrate on driving. One of the most important lessons your dog will learn is often the most difficult: house training. Puppies need to relieve themselves immediately after they eat, drink, and nap. Teaching your dog to go outside instead of inside can be tricky and time-consuming. A practical, convenient, and logical schedule should be developed for the whole family to follow to ensure the best results.
House training your puppy is going to take a lot of consistency and patience, but setting Max up for success is really the key.
We've never had a dog before, so where do we begin?
When puppies are young, they need to be taken out every half hour to 45 minutes because they need to eliminate after they've eaten, played, or napped. So making sure that Max is at the appropriate spot at the appropriate time is really key, and make sure that you reward him for being in the right place.
Remember to be patient and reward your dog with treats and lots of praise when he does eliminate in the appropriate spot. The earlier you start teaching your dog good manners, the better. Colleen Safford has taught thousands of dogs good behavior. Here, and with the advice of your Terra Nova book, you too can master the basics. So, get your dog, bring along some tiny, easy-to-eat treats, and listen up. She's got some great advice.
Today we are going to start your dog on the road to good manners. It is never too early or too late to start training, and whether big or small, all dogs can benefit from learning some basics. Training should be fun for both you and your dog, so it is important to use gentle and positive methods that will help you develop not only a mannerly dog, but a dog that is willing and motivated to work for you. You have probably heard of positive reinforcement training, which consists of rewarding your dog for desired behaviors while also using management to prevent undesired behaviors from turning into bad habits. Relationship building is one of the biggest benefits to training your dog, so it is important that you never yell at your dog, jerk on his leash, or use physical punishment in your training program. Before we start training today, there's a few things that we need to discuss. The first is the location of your training sessions. It is important that you choose an area that has very few distractions, so somewhere inside your home is a great place to begin. Eventually, your dog will be able to perform these behaviors no matter where you are, in different settings and under different circumstances. But to teach something new, it's very important that you have a quiet classroom. The next thing that we need to talk about is your treats or rewards. Using tiny bits of food is the best way to go. You can use little bits of hot dog, cheese, or cold cuts. They even make some training treats that you can pick up at your local pet supply store. By using tiny bits of food during your training sessions, you'll avoid long lapses where your dog has to chew an entire biscuit, and you'll also prevent your dog from becoming sick or full. The last thing that we need to talk about is communicating with your dog during your training sessions. It is important that when your dog offers the behavior that you are looking to train, that you give him information that you like what he is doing. This is what trainers call marking a behavior, or a behavior marker. It is important that your behavior marker is short and concise. Trainers like to use the words yes and good. So just after your dog has performed the behavior that you like, say yes and follow up quickly with a treat.
Teaching your dog to sit is easy.
Today we're going to teach your dog how to sit. This is a simple command that you can use throughout the day and in numerous different environments. When you're starting your training program, you want to make sure that you keep your sessions short so that neither you or your dog tire out. The way we'll begin to teach sit is to have a couple of your treats in your closed hand. You'll keep your hand right at your dog's level, right at his or her nose, and in one gentle motion while your dog is standing on all fours, you're going to raise your hand gently over his head, yes, and mark him the second his bottom hits the floor. So again, have your dog in a standing position, and one gentle motion, reach your hand over his head, yes, and give him reward once his bottom hits the floor. After a few sessions of doing this, you'll want to add your verbal cue, sit. So, just before luring your behavior, you're going to say the word sit, yes. This way your dog will start making an association between the sound of that word and the motion of this behavior. Again, sit, yes. Once your dog has become familiar with hearing that word, you're going to empty out your hand so that you'll have an empty hand cue as well. We're going to add our word, sit, yes, and reward from the other hand. If you noticed, I had an empty palm towards the sky. So again, lure your dog on all fours, open palm towards the sky, sit, yes, and reward from the other hand.
Once your dog has mastered sit, you can then teach down. Learning down can be a little more difficult, so don't worry if your dog doesn't get it right away.
The next command that we're going to teach your dog today is to down. Down is a great way to promote calm behavior in the house or when you need to take your dog to the vet. What we'll do is we'll start off with your dog in a sitting position. Yes. And in one slow motion, we'll slowly lure your hand towards the ground and wait for your dog's elbows to hit. After a few sessions of strengthening the down behavior, we're going to add your verbal cue. What we're going to do is say the word down just before luring the motion. So it looks like this. Down just once before lowering your puppy to the ground. Yes. Mark it as soon as the elbows hit and give your dog a reward. After another few sessions, we're going to develop your empty hand cue. We will give your dog an open palm that is facing down. We'll slowly lower your hand towards the floor. Yes, and we'll reward with the other hand. After practicing for a few days inside your home, you can begin to take your training sessions outdoors.
While your dog is still in the sit command, you can try to teach him to stay. Be patient. Learning this is tricky for many dogs, especially puppies. At first, your dog may stay put for just a few seconds, but keep practicing. Eventually, your dog will stay for longer periods of time.
We are going to teach your dog to stay by first luring him into a sit or down position. So we'll lure your dog into the sitting position, and the first thing that we need to do is teach your dog to hold that position for a certain amount of time. 20 to 30 seconds is a good place to start. Yes, make sure to intermittently reward your dog while he's holding that position for you. Once your dog is reliable at holding a position, you want to start adding small steps of distance. You don't want to go too far. This will only confuse your dog. Hubert, sit. Good. Stay. I'm going to take 2 steps away from Hubert, and I'll quickly return and reward him for his stay. And then I'm going to release him. Okay. There's no food reward when you release your dog. You want him to think that holding that position is what's bringing him all the good things in life.
Teaching your dog to come when you call him can also be a challenge, but this command is extremely important. It could even save your dog's life one day.
Good.
To begin teaching your dog the word come, you're going to start off in a location that has very few distractions. On a long lead, you want to take maybe 5 to 7 steps away from your dog, grab his attention, come, and reward him for coming into you. Yes.
Now that your dog is familiar with the basics, it's time to take him for a walk on his leash.
Start off with a short but loose leash. Use your treats to keep your dog's attention while walking nicely at your side. Be very generous and praise and reward your dog every few steps. Over time, you can decrease the number of treats per walk.
Training your dog is something you need to do every day, a little bit each day, and try to make it fun for the both of you. In time, your canine student will master good manners. You can find more information about training in your Terra Nova book. Your new puppy or older dog should visit the vet right away. Next to you, your vet is your dog's best friend. That's why it's important to find a doggy doctor you're comfortable with. Get recommendations from friends, relatives, the breeder, pet store, or shelter. Remember that your veterinarian relies on you to keep up with regular visits and to notice problems and report them so they can be treated immediately. Dr. Kristen Iglesias has been practicing general medicine for over 7 years.
Bright and clean and
She's going to show you what to expect at your puppy's first veterinary exam and demonstrate a home health check that includes proper grooming techniques.
Feet. Hi, I'm Dr. Iglesias.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Welcome to Red Bank Veterinary Hospital.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about your puppy.
This is Valletta. She's a Maltese. She's 8 weeks old, and we picked her up from the breeder 3 days ago.
That is excellent. She's adorable. I noted that you brought in a fecal sample, which is great. We're going to be checking that sample for hookworms, roundworms, and other intestinal parasites, and I can give you the results of those after the exam. I also finished reading through the paperwork that you brought with you, which was very important and helpful because it let me know that the breeder has already given her her first puppy shot. So we don't need to do that today, but we do need to give this puppy a good overall first health examination. So I'm going to have you hold her, and I'm going to start off by checking her ears. This is also things you ought to do at home. We're going to look in her ears and make sure that they're nice and clean. We're going to move over and check her eyes and make sure that they're nice and bright. We're going to check her teeth. Her bite looks excellent. Her teeth are lining up well, so we don't need braces. You can go ahead and put her here on the table for me. And we'll give her a little biscuit to eat while we do this. She loves treats. So we'll go ahead and check her skin, make sure we don't notice any abnormalities there. And give her a little palpation on her tummy. Checking her liver, her spleen. And all those things feel excellent. We're checking for congenital abnormalities as well. And one of those things would be a heart murmur. Valletta sounds wonderful. Her lungs are nice and clear. I just hear a little bit of cookie crunching, and that's okay. Are you all done with that? And the other thing we're also gonna do is look at her tummy. Hi, honey. And we're gonna look and make sure that she does not have any hernias, And her belly button's all healed up, so that is excellent. She really looks wonderful. It looks like you got a nice, healthy, happy puppy.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So now what I just need is for you to come back again in 3 weeks when she'll be due for her next booster, and we'll go over some other things from there.
Great. Thank you very much.
No problem. Great to meet you. Grooming's a really important part of taking care of your new puppy. It's easy to do, it's fun, helps you bond with your dog, it's fun for you, and it feels really good for him. It's going to give you a good opportunity to check him for any lumps, bumps, cuts, anything that might be abnormal.
Okay.
You can find specific information on how to groom your particular breed in your Terra Nova dog book, but for right now, for Shorty here, we're just going to use a good basic brush. Soft bristles on one side and firm bristles on the other. We're going to start over at his head end, and we're going to use the soft part of the brush here, working around his ears, working around his mouth, making sure to avoid his eyes. We're going to work our way down his body, telling him what a good boy he is because he's so cooperative for everything. And we're going to make sure that we get his whole body, including his legs, his feet, his belly, just getting him done all over. And then of course this is accompanied by petting, checking him, which he just thinks is a lot of love, and kisses, and always a treat at the end. Another really important part of grooming is making sure that your dog has clean ears and healthy bright eyes. To do this, you want to look in her ears every day. Just go ahead and check. Make sure that you don't notice any strange odor or any debris. Yeah. You then want to take a soft cloth or a tissue, wrap it around your finger, and then gently put your finger in your dog's ear and swab it out. Check the tissue when it comes out and make sure that there's no debris or darkness on the tissue. If anything comes out on the tissue, there might be an infection starting, so call your veterinarian. You also want to make sure to check her eyes. Make sure their eyes are nice and bright. White dogs in particular will often get a tear streaking that goes down the front of their face. By just taking a soft cloth that's been wet with some water, you can then just wipe away any debris that accumulates around her eyes. Doing this once or a couple of times a day is going to keep that area looking healthy, shiny, making sure that nothing irritates her eyes, and your dog is going to be both healthy and look beautiful. Another important aspect to grooming your dog is taking care of their nails. Overgrown nails are dangerous because they'll cause the toes to splay. It can make your dog walk in an unbalanced way and actually lead to bone problems later on. So a lot of people don't understand how important trimming the nails are. So Jen and Zoe are going to go ahead and assist with demonstrating some nail trimming today. Zoe's really good about it. When you first get a puppy, you want to work with them every day on touching their feet. Make sure that you pick up their feet, get them used to having their feet squeezed, their toes manipulated, squeeze their nails, and let them get used to the nail trimmer. It's not a scary thing. Once they're used to that, now you want to go ahead and actually work on clipping the actual nails. You can do that by having her just stand still and just take the tips of the nails off in this fashion. You can also bend the foot and just trim off the tips with her foot like this. You can curl the foot under from the bottom, and you can look to see where the quick ends, where there's just a hollow little tip to cut off. Or you can cut their nails with her just standing like this. This is how Zoe prefers to do it. Good. So Zoe feels a little bit more secure with having both feet down on the ground, and that's how we're going to go ahead and cut her nails. So to do that, I'm going to ask Jen to hold on to her leg. Everything's easier with two people. So Jen's going to hold her leg so she doesn't pull it back. You take the safety latch off of the clippers, and we're going to slide the clippers down. Just put the tip of her nail in here and snip. And that's it. She's great for it as always. And always remember to reward your dog with something that they like for doing such a good job. One of the most important things that you can do for your older dog is maintain good dental health. Oral care is critical because it's going to affect the whole rest of the health of her body. So we're going to demonstrate a little bit about how to maintain good oral health on Zoe today. And one of the best ways that you can do that is by cleaning her teeth. If you have an older dog like she is, you're going to want to start off with a good professional cleaning by your veterinarian. This way you have a clean slate so that when you start cleaning her teeth, you're going to maintain what's already been done. A couple of really important points that you need to remember. Teeth cleaning ideally should be done once a day. If you can't get to it once a day, it needs to be done for a minimum of 3 times a week. And you have to use a toothpaste that's specifically made for animals, and I'll explain why. Human toothpaste can foam and the pets can choke on it. They also tend to swallow the toothpaste and the fluoride gives them an upset stomach. So you want to make sure that you get it done at least 3 times a week, ideally every day, and use an animal-approved toothpaste. When you start working on them, you don't have to do the inside of the mouth because the teeth, the tongue is going to clean the teeth that way. You do want to make sure that you start off with just getting your finger into your dog's mouth and getting them used to massaging the teeth. Don't get in between the teeth because if she closes her mouth, that will hurt. But you get them used to that. Then you put some toothpaste on your finger and you get them used to that. And then lastly, you introduce the brush with toothpaste on it. So we have a finger brush here. And you have a couple of choices. You can get a kit like this from your veterinarian's office. And what this kit has, it has the finger brush I'm going to demonstrate. It has a toothbrush for small breed and large breed dogs and some poultry flavored toothpaste over there. We're going to go ahead and try with the finger brush today. So you just slide that on. And Jason, if you'll hold Zoe's chin up, good girl, Zozo. We're gonna lift up her lip and we're just gonna use a gentle circular motion working on her teeth. You wanna get the teeth and the gums, and you wanna get all the way to the teeth in the back. Sometimes people wonder if it's okay if you see a little bit of bleeding, and that's fine. And even if she's chewing on the toothbrush a little bit, that's also okay. Some dogs that are out there also prefer to have, or in addition to their dental cleaning, will also like the toothpaste, and you can put it on certain products like Dentabone, Nylabones, any kind of bones that have little nubs in them. You can put the toothpaste on there, and then as the dog chews them, they get the toothpaste in their mouth, they get some brushing done that way, and they're basically cleaning their own teeth. So that's another good option for people that can't get it done every single day. While we're talking about Zoe's mouth, another advantage to working with your dog like this is that it'll be easier if you ever have to give her pills. Now, Zoe likes just about everything, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So for a dog like Zoe, it's not that bad. We'll demonstrate with a cookie, which is cheating a little bit, but you'll see the basic idea.
Zoe, are you interested in this?
Oh, you are? So pretend that this is a pill. An easy way to do it, now that you have a dog that's used to having their mouth manipulated, is to teach them a command for open. You want to make sure she knows how to open and put the pill in there. You start off using a treat, and your puppy will soon learn, by the time they get older, that having things put in their mouth is great because they've now ended up having a treat. If you don't have a dog as easy as Zoe, you can always try to do things like putting peanut butter around it, cream cheese, anything sticky that's going to be able to coat the pill. You can also try crushing it up, mixing it with peanut butter or liverwurst, and then folding it in bread. Make sure that they like it without the pill first, and then they can go ahead and have the treat that has the pill hidden on the inside. If none of these things work and you still have a dog that will not take the medication, talk to your veterinarian. There's a lot of compounding pharmacies out there, and the compounding pharmacies can make your medications into flavored liquids, treats. You've got all kinds of options. The important thing is that your pet gets its medication, because if she doesn't eat it, it's not going to work. So with all of the options out there and working with the Good Oral Health, getting your animal used to the grooming and the manipulation of its mouth, you'll have a dog that's just easier to work with overall and has wonderful teeth and great fresh breath.
You'll find more health, grooming, training, and care information for your specific breed of dog in your Terra Nova book. For even more information, go to www.tfhpublications.com.